Globert is the newest mythic brawler coming to Brawl Stars, and he is the first brawler of,
Another
I believe,
mythic.
a brand new trio. He's a marine biologist that works at the Star Park Aquarium, and he's very passionate about.
Oh, why does he look like that? Okay, hey, I'm not trying to look shame anyone.
I was sharing his.
Bro, you gotta drop the glasses in the hat. This is creepy. What? Dude, this guy's definitely naked in this suit, and he's got his like meat in his hands. There's no way. He's like got shit in there, like just straight up poop. Like I don't trust this person around kids in an amusement park.
Everybody who will listen to him. Now, Globert is usually concealed inside his creepy.
Why does he look like a voyeur, bro?
Fish costume.
It's you. Alright.
But allegedly, he's a pretty nice guy. Emphasis on allegedly.
I'm 80% water and 100% ready!
Make sure you stick around for the end of the video where I go over all of his voice lines and pins. Globert's main attack is Glow Beam. Globert shoots out a beam that attaches to the target that it hits. If he hits an enemy, the beam will rapidly deal small amounts of damage to the enemy that it's attached to the whole time that it is attached. If the beam hits a teammate, it will rapidly heal small amounts the whole time it is attached. Globert can have two beams out at one time, one that is attached to an enemy and one that is attached to a teammate, but only one of each of those. So you can't be attached to two enemies, you can't be attached to two teammates. If the beam has to travel through a wall to stay attached to its target, it will not deal damage or heal the target, and it will start blinking to indicate that the beam is going to die out. If Globert can't
Wait, so does it break? It breaks when it
if the beam
hits
has
a wall?
to travel through a wall to stay attached to its target, will not. If Globert can't reconnect with his target after a couple of seconds, the beam will disappear. This same thing
is there a maximum range on the beam? This seems pretty good.
will also happen if the target
Look at that healing, guys. Oh my god.
or Globert move far enough away from each other if it becomes outside of his range.
Okay, there's a
If
range.
neither of those things happen, though, the beam can stay attached to their targets forever. Well, or at least until the enemy dies, right?
Oh my god, yo, Globert heals himself for a portion of the healing too. That's like kind of insane.
The actual projectile will initially deal slightly more damage to an enemy when it first attaches to them, but it doesn't give any extra healing to teammates it initially attaches to. Now, I was very curious to do some tests to Globert's attack and compare it to other brawlers, so I did a side-by-side comparison to Byron, who I think is probably the best comparison I could think of, right? It's like a damage over time, heal over time that doesn't require more ammo.
I would test it with Kit though. I feel like it's more like Kit almost, where you just like attach it and you don't think about it. But I understand what he's saying. It is like Byron too.
Now for this comparison, I wanted to see how quickly Byron and Globert could kill an enemy Frank. And I wanted to compare like the
Yeah, I guess for this test it makes more sense. Like I'm curious to see how the Globert heal compares to the Kit support healing.
Not like his burst attack, so I actually emptied the first two ammo of Byron's attack to start, so that it would be kind of like a roughly...
What the fuck? Wait, did Globert just compete with Byron spamming shots into a Frank? He emptied his attack first.
Globert
Okay.
could kill an
What
enemy.
the fuck?
So that it would be kind of like a roughly even test. So just keep
what?
in mind that obviously Byron has more burst heal potential and more burst damage potential. But this is a good comparison to see that Globert's
Low-key, Globert could keep shooting the Frank too. He would beat Byron out. I mean,
is actually very similar to a Byron who is constantly reloading and hitting the same target. Byron does beat Globert out by about a second, but honestly, I actually think that Globert's attack is a bit scarier considering the fact that it stays connected to an end.
oh my god, imagine Globert plus Frank Buffy on on Hot Zone, or even any game mode, because Frank is just constantly gonna have 50% shield.
Whereas Byron has to repeatedly hit his opponent to keep.
And you don't even need to be like focused on hitting him or anything. You just have to heal him once. Byron has to constantly, like, you know how Byrons will miss shots on you? That will never happen with Globert. You just have to hit him once and then they're constantly healing. That is insane. And the healing, I mean, I guess we'll have to see how much the healing is, but the damage wise, it seems to be on pace with Byron damage. So
next, I wanted to compare their heals.
I mean,
this is actually where Byron thrives even better than Globert. The reason being that Byron heals just as much as the damage that he deals, while Globert's healing capacity is 10%
less. That's not a huge difference though. Like, in exchange for being able to constantly heal while attacking, because he can have two beams, but Byron can only shoot or attack. He has to pick one. So only being 10% worse is actually like such little of a deal. The smallest possible deal.
I actually think that Globert's heal is scarier than Byron's because he can heal and deal damage at the same time.
Okay, Kairos is just
Byron has
stealing
to
my
choose between
talking
healing and
points,
dealing
bro. What the
damage.
fuck?
And
Kairos, can you please stop stealing my content? I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. That was pretty shameless. That was pretty shameless.
Stay
My bad.
attached to them and doesn't even have to worry about like actually hitting your teammates.
I love you,
Why is it
Kairos.
that it's harder
Please
to
don't
hit your
copyright
teammates
strike
than
me.
it is to hit enemies when you're playing Byron? I don't get it. With that said, though, Byron obviously has Globert beat when it comes.
Yeah, not to mention Globert can heal himself with the healing he does too, so he just passively heals, unlike Byron. And also, Globert is just naturally tankier. I guess Byron has more range.
To range. Now, to further understand Globert's heal, I compared it to Pam's healing turret. Pam is able to heal Frank a whole 2 seconds faster than Globert, which goes to show that she's actually a better healer. But again, I think that Globert wins here because he can move with his teammates, whereas Pam's turret cannot be easily moved.
Wait, Globert low-key diffs every healer in the game.
Now let's talk about his super, which is Creep from the Deep. Wait, is he talking about creepy fish or is Globert the creep? Globert unveils his face from behind his fish costume and that scares enemies away. The attack
That would
fires
scare
a
me
large
too.
wave, very similar to Poco's super, and it deals some damage to all targets within its range. But not only will the targets take damage, they will also become feared. That is a status in the game. Like being status debuffed with fear means that they run away from targets. And that's exactly what happens here. They automatically run away from Globert for a couple.
1500 damage is not so bad, but it's a lot like Ollie Hypnotize mixed with Gale Super. It's an interrupt and a stun, but unlike Gale Super, it doesn't push you that far, so you can still kind of hit them while they're like fully stunned. Whereas Gale Super, like if you push them back, you kind of have to hope it's against the wall, or like you basically can't hit them anymore.
Couple of seconds.
As they go through walls,
While
I guess
these enemies
not.
have the fear status, they
Yeah, I mean that's
automatically move away from Globert and they can't use any attacks or abilities. This effect is very similar to Ollie's super, except instead of pulling enemies towards him, he pushes them away. Personally, I like to think that it's not his face that scares enemy people away. I think that it's probably the smell of his breath. He should probably do a better job of brushing his teeth. Does he eat seafood? He loves marine biology. I don't know if he eats seafood. Whatever, it's got to be rank, right? Because nobody's truly that terrifying looking, right?
he seems like he'd be a scat fetishist. Like I don't know what. Listen, never judge a book by its cover, but this guy definitely enjoys eating poop. Look at, I mean, like if we're being so real, you know, just like listen, everybody's soul. I don't know.
Anyways, let's talk about his first gadget, which is Slippery Savior. This is one of the first gadgets in the game that can be
Like he's even a fish. Like I think fish canonically they do eat poop.
dragged and aimed without ever having a hypercharge or a buffy, right? He's just coming out with an aim.
Oh shit, emoji strike. Thanks so much for the 1,000 bits.
X1000. I'm dying laughing. Haha.
Alright, okay, do not say holy projector. Alright, bro.
Globert
Guys, I'm not Globert. Stop. The only similarity is that our skin is both yellow because we both have jaundice and that we both have glasses. Come on, guys.
uses this gadget to dash forward and send a burst of healing around him.
Guys, how can I be Globert if I'm also watching Globert on my screen? Like, we're clearly two different people.
At the end of his dash, he heals himself and nearby teammates for 2,500 health, but only if he completes the dash. Okay, Globert's second gadget is more lumens.
That's a pretty good heal. 2,500 for a dash. I mean, that's a berry super on a gadget. Guys, it's low-key the healing that a berry super does. You know how berry super heals you for like 3,000? This is like on a green button, yo.
Forward and send a burst of healing around him at the end of his dash. He heals himself and nearby teammates for 2,500 health, but only if he completes the dash. Okay, Globert's second gadget is more lumens. And if you don't know what a lumen is, it's a measurement of brightness. When Globert activates this gadget,
He has heal trait? No, he doesn't. No, come on. Don't say that. This guy, there's no way this guy has the heal trait. Is that for real?
for the next 2.5 seconds, the
Or are you talking about
damage dealt
Barry?
by his attack will be at double speed, so it's like double the damage. This gadget also doubles the speed of any healing that is being applied to his teammates at 2.5 seconds. The damage dealt by his attack will be at double speed, so
Whoa.
it's like double the damage. This gadget
Am
also
I? Does he have life steal? He doesn't need to hit a teammate for the healing. He can hit just an enemy and get
The
healing.
next 2.5 seconds, the damage dealt by his attack will be at double speed, so it's like double the damage. This gadget Gadget also doubles the speed of any healing that is being applied to his teammates as well. I'm not sure how important this information is, but the Gadget doesn't actually double the amount of damage of the healing. It just speeds up the rate of the damage. So anyway, but either way, that's dangerous or really good healing. Globert can activate this Gadget even if he isn't attached to a target, so be careful not to use it at the wrong time. Globert's first star power is Biotic Ecosystem. If Globert manages to connect with an enemy and a teammate at the same time, this star power will go into effect, and it does two things. It reduces the damage dealt by the attached enemy mate at the same time.
1856? What is Frank's damage? 2,320. Guys, what? That's like, he loses 500 damage off that. What is that? It's like a 25% damage nerf?
This star power will go into effect, and it does two
20%?
things. It reduces the damage dealt by the attached enemy and will boost the damage dealt by your attached teammate.
Okay, but low-key though, I don't think that's
debuffed in their attack damage, and your
is that better? Wait, that's low-key tough. I don't think that's better than the self-heal, but it may be.
Teammate gets buffed in their attack damage. The damage reduction is by 20%, and the damage boost.
That's a pretty harsh, like 20% flat, just like always, if you're in sight range.
Is by 20%, and these will both be applied for as long as they are both connected.
And it's only when both people are attached. Actually, yeah, I think the healing is better. I think the self-healing is better.
Oh, that's good. So even it's going to be tough to maintain the two connections, the value from the star power is crazy if you can pull it off. Globert's second star power.
Maybe on an open map, that could be like pretty good if you just play kind of safe and don't take too much damage. I could see that being pretty good, but
power is parasitism. This star power just heals.
This star power just seems so strong.
Of the damage dealt by him to enemies. However, this only applies to his main attack, not to his super. That being said, his second gadget pairs really nicely with this star power because when he starts dealing double damage with the gadget, he starts double the healing as well.
Bell counters him so bad. I don't even think that's true. Look how long this range is of the beam. Man, you can be like this far away from your teammates, and that's far enough to dodge Bell bounce. Like, I think it doesn't actually counter. It's like Byron. Like Bell, like maybe. Does Bell counter Byron heals? Like, I don't think, like, not really.
This is a pretty good one.
A little bit. If anything, it's because Byron has to get close to his teammates to try to hit the heal because it's easy to miss. But if Globert doesn't have to even aim to hit the heal, then it doesn't matter.
Globert also has a special trait where he charges up his super if he heals teammates. It's not very strong, but he has it. Like every good support bro.
Wait, sorry guys. That's a crazy frame to pause Kyra's time's face on.
Should. Now that we know Globert's abilities, we are going to put him in the Brawl Stars Olympic tests and compare him to every other brawler in the game, starting with his worst and making our way up to his best. Then we'll rank him in all of the.
Why you kind of look like Kirk? No, you're rotted, bro.
Beautiful voice.
Your brain is so rotted, dude. Guys, the only similarity between Kyra's time and Charlie Kirk is the fact that he has 2 eyes, 2 eyebrows, a nose, and a mouth. and he's white. Like, there's not even a hint of similarity here.
The 1 second DPS test. Oh man, he gets last place here. Because of how Globert works, he is probably the
not Kyra's you? Alright, bro.
Worst burst damage brawler in the game. In fact, he is, right? But his super at least does a little bit. Between that,
I've had too many people in my Discord Kirkifying me, bro.
Only able to deal 3,500
I actually,
damage.
like, kind of self-conscious now. Like, fuck, do I look like Kirk?
He gets last place, 99th place out of 99 brawlers. Next is the supercharge test. Globert slowly charges his super for every little tick of damage that he deals with his beam. It takes about 8 shots for him to charge his super, but the good news is that he has the same trait that Doug has, which allows him to charge his super by healing his teammates as well. But without a teammate to heal, it takes Globert 10.5 seconds to charge his super, which puts him in.
Wait, if he's healing a teammate and dealing damage, does that mean we can we can at least double the time, right?
Teammates as well.
Or the rate of the super, or maybe like not quite double, like boost it by like at least 50%.
It takes Globert 10.5 seconds to charge his super, which puts him in last place in this test as well. Ooh.
Bro, he normally gets a super in like 6 seconds, guaranteed. Is that not pretty fast? 6 seconds to wait until you get your super, and it's an AoE stun.
Which is kind of weird because I don't know.
I think it's faster than Doug if he's attached on an enemy too. 6 or 7 seconds. All right, bro.
Is going to be that strong. It makes them run away, and Globert wants them to be close.
I think it's faster than Jaeyoung. Doesn't Jaeyoung need at least like no Jaeyoung needs like yeah, I don't know.
Next is the
Jaeyoung needs 10 seconds.
3 attack kill test. Technically, Globert's attack only deals 500 damage on impact, but I figured it'd be a much more practical measurement to just fire 3 shots as quickly as possible and see how much damage is dealt with that after the 3rd shot. Even with that double damage, Globert only deals 3,100 damage and isn't able to take out even a single brawler in the game with those 3 attacks.
Globert
That puts him in
might
97th place, and really
be
this
a
is a
generational noob stomper. You don't even have to aim. You just have to hit a shot and be in like line of sight for as long as possible. That's like, imagine like a 10-year-old who doesn't know how to aim and like they just spam auto aim. Or I guess they can just auto aim regardless, but like still like at a medium range, being able to hit shots without having to aim is like kind of insane. He's like Mercy, but he deals damage. He's like Moira. He's like Moira, but he can heal and deal damage at the same time. And auto charges his ultimate that does an AoE stun. It's a Reinhardt shatter. Like, are we cooked?
Test to show his damage, just like it's a bad test to show like Amber's damage, right? Next we have the box test. Fortunately, Globert can lock onto boxes with his attack, and his gadget does help him break them open faster. He can still only lock onto 1 box at a time, and it takes him quite a while to get rid of the first half. Globert completes the box test in 1 minute and 16.1 seconds. That puts him in 91st place. He's probably not going to be a very good brawler at ramping up in Showdown. Next is the splash test. Another brawler that splashes about. He does marine biology. You think he'd be good at splashing. Nah. It wasn't funny in my Pierce Olympics.
It was a good one,
Kairos.
Kairos.
This time. I'm so
Don't let the haters get to
Globert
you.
starts by using his super to deal a little bit of damage to all of the boxes. But after that, he has to break each box individually, just like he did in the box test. Globert completes the splash test in 58.3 seconds and gets 91st place. Ooh. Next is the assassin test, which is also 91st place. Between his super and then immediately activating his gadget to deal double the damage for almost the entire duration of the 3-second test here, Globert is only able to deal 7,800 damage in these 3 seconds before the time is up. That puts him again in 91st place. 3rd test in a row. Oh man. Next is the boss test, and it's better than 91st, I promise. As we saw in the supercharge test, it takes Globert a really long time to charge his first super, and his super honestly doesn't even recharge it that much either. The boss does constantly take damage until it is done, and Globert is able to activate a few gadgets to slightly speed up the process, and he defeats the boss in 64.2 seconds. That gets him 80th place. Next is the super range test. Globert's super reaches across 6 1/3 tiles, which is actually really far considering how wide the attack is. 6 1/3 tiles is enough for him to tie with Doug for 77th place. Next is the super damage.
Tied with Doug? His super is the same range as Doug's hot dog? Really?
77th place. Next is the super damage test.
That's fairly long.
The fear mechanic is definitely the best part of Globert's super.
I wonder how it compares to Poco attack.
But it does deal a little bit of damage, which is more than a lot of other brawlers can say about their supers, right? Lots of brawlers don't deal damage at all with their supers.
You know, it kind of reminds me of like the Inferno Tower from Clash Royale or something. Like the Inferno Dragon almost. I don't know. I just feel like if I'm locked on by a Globert, I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, fuck, I'm about to get shredded. I gotta escape.
Globert deals 1,500 damage
like,
with this super.
Because like as soon as you're locked on, he doesn't have to hit any follow-up shots. You'll just die. Fuck, I'm like stuttering a lot. I'm sorry. Don't pay attention to the way I'm speaking. I'm bad at words right now. I'm tired. 3 tiles shorter than Poco with the super. Really? Poco has a 9-tile range? No way.
So he ties with Willow for 63rd place. I should mention that Willow deals damage when her super hits non-brawler targets, and is also really the only other.
Can you use pets like Penny's Barrel to cancel Glober's star power healing? I don't think you can walk behind a Penny Barrel to cancel a beam if it's already attached on you. If you mean like you can use the Penny Barrel before the Globert attack lands on you to like body block it, maybe, but I don't think that it matters. I mean, once the barrel's down, then you just like get attached on. I don't know. I'm not sure if the healing works against boxes or like non-brawler things.
Brawler that I can think of that will use their super to push or enemies away. No, the enemy brawlers do push. Anyway, I don't know. It's weird. There are supers that push enemy brawlers, like Pearls does push them away a little bit. But I feel like if you want to get somebody into the smoke in Showdown, Globert and Willow supers are probably the best to do that. Like Terra's could pull them away a little bit. Anyway, sorry, I'm just rambling at this point. Let's go over the attack range test. Globert's attack can reach 8 tiles across, which also means that is the max distance that a target can be attached to the beam for it to remain attached. 8 tiles is enough to tie him with Griff and 6 other brawlers for 69th place. So keep that in mind. Roughly a Griff attack width away. That's a decent distance, but
that's actually kind of like for a support brawler, if you're healing your teammate, that's fine. For damage, I'm just thinking about a lot of the hot zone maps right now. They have a lot of walls. And I think 8 tiles means you can kind of walk away and just let it run out. It does mean you have to walk away though, which is kind of annoying. That could be really good for zoning or really mid. I'm not sure.
It's also close enough that a lot of other brawlers are going to be able to deal damage to him if he is attached to their teammates, or even to those brawlers. Next is the reload test.
Appreciate the
Globert's
Glaze
reload speed is
Warsup
way less
wall.
important on him than most other brawlers.
Warsup
His
heal.
is still slightly below average. Globert is able to unload and reload 10 shots in 19.7 seconds, so he gets 57th place. Next is the area test. We saw in the attack range test that Globert's attack covers 8 tiles, and it's 2 tiles wide, so it breaks 16 skulls. He doesn't get any help from either of his gadgets, but his wide super does make up for it by breaking 41 skulls. He breaks 57 skulls in total and ties with Gray for 52nd place. Okay, we have covered a lot of his tests, and all of those tests are ones where he is worse than half of the brawlers in the game. Mostly because a lot of tests require lots of damage, and Globert just doesn't have a whole lot of damage. But the rest of these tests, Globert is better than half of the brawlers in the game. Kicking us off is the race test. Globert has a fast movement speed, and his first gadget is used at the very beginning to give him a little bit of a head start. After that, he has nothing to increase his speed, so he finishes the race test in 10.6 seconds and gets 47th place. A fast movement speed means that he's going to be able to keep up with a lot of brawlers, but not the fastest brawlers like Max.
He's a fast movement speed
or Crow. Next is the auto aim test. Globert's main attack may not deal a lot of damage, but the projectile speed is actually really fast.
What is that
makes it
auto aim
pretty
range?
Easy for him to auto aim. He deals 500 damage from 5
Oh
tiles
man.
away. 5 tiles away. Ooh, that's pretty good.
What?
That puts him in 41st place.
Okay, guys,
Next is the survival
this
test. Now, this
put
is
your
the
little
second
brother on
test
this
where
brawler.
Globert gets some value.
If you're it's like, hey, I want to play with you. Yeah, okay, you can play Globert, buddy. You can play Globert, just stay behind me and don't die, and you will heal it all off with the star power. Holy, 5 tiles.
His first gadget. He has 6.
Guys, if you have a partner, okay, first off, you are not making it to Agartha, buddy. Okay, you're not making it to Chudtopia, but regardless, you gotta put your spouse on on Globert.
6,800 total health, but if he uses his gadget as soon as he can get the full value.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other healer that has a fast movement speed though. That's the other thing too. With a fast movement speed, you can probably wiggle up to like get, or like, you know, use that movement speed to get close enough to attach within the 5 tile auto aim range easier. Every other healer, as far as I know, does not have a fast movement speed, so this is kind of some pretty interesting. Oh, Chaeyoung. Okay, well, Chaeyoung is like, yeah, but he's like, you know, is he really a healer, or is he like, he is a healer?
Out of it, he barely has time to use it a second time to buy him even a little bit more time. He's able to survive for
I guess
32
Doug also
seconds
technically has
and
a
ties
fast
with
movement
Trump
speed, but he's like a,
29th
you know,
place.
he's a
Next,
big
we
boy.
have the swarm test. Fortunately, Globert's super deals exactly enough damage to one-shot the swarm bots, so one super takes out half of the swarm. He instantly recharges his super and uses a second one for the second half, and he's able to defeat the swarm in 1.4 seconds.
You know, there's not a lot of synergies though, I feel like, with the Globert super. Like, Ollie Hypnosis, it pulls everyone in, so you can like get some cool team plays with that. You know, like Frank stun, like they're all stuck there. If they're multiple people are stunned together, you can like get some cool team plays. Like if you have teammates that have long range and they're moving away from Globert, like yeah, they can get follow-up shots, but you know, you're not hitting like Dyna super with a Globert super combined, right? It seems more like a panic button to get enemies away from you, like a Gale super. It's like hard to combo stuff with Gale super.
Which puts him in 3rd place. Whoa, that's really fast for this test. That does suggest he's going to do a pretty good job at area control.
Yeah, but Brawl Ball could, I don't know. I'm not sure yet if the damage is really good or really bad. I kind of want to see like a sustained DPS test, but I guess it's not really fair to like, I guess he didn't do that well in the sustained DPS test. What is his actual damage per second? Does Kairos time show that?
We'll have to actually see, because his super is very slowly charging. And this is actually his best little bit.
Oh, it's 3,500. 3,500 DPS. So like in 4 seconds, everyone is dead. 3 seconds, everyone is dead. Is that right? Or no, this is with attacks. This is a burst damage
game. In fact, he is, right?
Wait, what?
But his super at least does a little bit.
It must be like 3,000 DPS. The initial hit does 500 damage, so...
Between that and his gadget dealing double damage, he's...
Oh, but this is with the gadget.
Still only able to deal 3,500 damage in 1 second. So he gets last place. 99th place out of 90.
I don't know. What is his actual normal Is it 2k DPS normal? Yeah, with super and gadget. What's like the normal DPS? Does he have
Is
the
that
normal
he has
DPS?
the same trait that Doug has, which allows him to charge his super by
Am I
healing his teammates
stupid
as
and I
well.
wasn't paying attention?
But without
Like 1000 DPS normal? Like that's pretty tough, yeah. I mean 1000 DPS.
2 seconds, that gets him.
It's fairly manageable. I really have to see. 1500 DPS you think is normal? Like 3500 divided by 2? Well, I think the attached damage is like its own thing, though. That's not like being affected by the doubling of the rate, so it's like it's weird. I think I could maybe see 1000 to 1500 DPS. I mean, it'll take him like at least 6 or 7 seconds to kill a lot of the brawlers in the game, especially in a game like Brawler where they're tanky. It'll be like 10 seconds maybe to train someone. You'll have teammates to shoot at them too, and you'll be healing the teammates. It's hard for me to really judge how good this will be. It's either broken or mid. Like I don't even see an in between. It's really hard for me to tell.
Might be one of his better game modes just because he's got a gadget and a super to protect himself from assassins. While he's grabbing gems, he can also support the aggressive brawlers on his team, which gives them a better chance of winning their matchup and stealing enemy gems, as well as giving Globert and his teammates good, valuable map control. I'm going to give Globert A tier for gem grab, though I don't know if he's going to be the best gem carrier. I don't know. We'll have to see. Now let's talk about Brawl Ball, where I'm going to go with B tier. Globert has some good abilities for scoring easy goals, especially his super, but he can also prevent goals with his super as well. He might also be able to heal his teammates enough to help them score easy goals, but he's not doing very much by himself in this game mode, so I'm going to put him in the B tier. He may end up kind of well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I was going to say he might end up being kind of like Gus, where he's like really good in competitive play, but also Gus just has a little bit more of a complete kit. And well, I don't know. Next, we have Heist. I'm a complete kit. And well, I don't know.
Wow, look at the supercharge rate when he attaches 2 beams.
He might end up being kind of like Gus, where he's like really good in competitive play.
Oh,
but also
hidden. No, it's not hidden. Look at this.
Just has a little bit more of a complete kit. And well,
bang.
I don't know.
Just like
next, we have
super fast. That's
Heist.
pretty good, man.
I'm gonna go with the F tier for Heist. Globert really.
Like, if he can get his super really fast on Brawler, he might be a CC demon. Like, imagine Gale, but he gets his super every 6 seconds. Like, that's kind of crazy, no? And it heals his teammates.
Kind of. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see. I was going to say he might end up being kind of like Gus, where he's like really good in competitive play, but also Gus just has a little bit more of a complete kit. And well, I don't know. Next, we have Heist. I'm going to go with the F tier for Heist. Globert really does not deal very much damage, even when his beam is attached to an enemy. And the fact that he has to choose between dealing damage to an enemy and dealing damage to the safe means that he's going to struggle
F on
quite a bit.
Heist.
I'm sorry for putting him in the F tier for Heist, but I just don't know that he's going to
Whoa,
be that great.
wait, you see that monkey jump cancels the beam?
Quite a bit. I'm sorry.
Does that mean if you like primo jump, the
F
beam
tier for
gets
Heist,
canceled?
he's gonna be
Ooh, that might be bad for Globert. I mean,
that great. Like there may be some situations where he is supporting a teammate and dealing damage to the Heist safe, and it's just like really hard to get rid of them. But I don't know. Then again, maybe he'll do good at defense.
wait, but Janet Fly doesn't cancel? Wait, she's immune?
Attaches to an
What is this
enemy,
interaction right now, guys? Janet Fly, it's attached, but she's not taking any damage, but the star power is still
Eventually
active, where
die.
Bo has the damage buff.
Right, like
What am I watching right
bounty,
now?
we're gonna go with
What is that?
the C tier. Globert does not have the range he needs in order to be a good bounty brawler. He can obviously do a good job at supporting his
Holy,
teammates,
he lived.
but I don't think that he's going to be getting a whole lot of kills. Next is Hot Zone, where we're going with the A tier. Hot Zone should be another one of his better modes. Range isn't quite as important as it is in bounty, but the healing from his attack and gadget should make it really
This is
difficult for
a
enemies to
nutty
get him
amount of
and his
healing.
teammates out of the zone. So we're going to go with the A tier here. And we're going with the B tier in Knockout. Globert won't be able to do hardly anything to enemies during the early game, but he will be good at keeping himself and his teammates alive until the smoke pushes everyone together. One super at close range, and he might even be able to win the game by himself depending on how close the smoke is. I'm going to be very generous here and give him B tier for Knockout. But we're going with the F tier for Solo Showdown. Like most other support brawlers, they just do not play very well by themselves. So I don't know why you would ever play him in Solo Showdown. He's going to take a long time to take out boxes. His burst damage is pretty awful, and his survivability is...
It is kind of a shame, I will say, that they gave the brawler with the most, like, you know, I say in an endearing way, like the most brain dead attack, an equally kind of brain dead super. I don't know, like if something there was like skill shot, I think that could be kind of maybe make Globert more interesting to play. But right now it's just very, you don't even need to aim at all with this brawler. It's just all auto aim. He seems satisfying though. Like I imagine putting a beam on someone and a teammate is just like beep. and just like that feels
Duo
good.
and Trio Showdown is obviously going to be so much better for him since he's going to have a teammate to latch onto. It's probably going to be really easy to always maintain a connection with a teammate. So his first star power will really make a difference when all you have to do is connect to an enemy, and then their damage is nerfed and your teammate's damage is buffed. I think the A tier actually really does make sense for Duo and Trio Showdown. But we're going with the F tier in Brawl Arena. It takes Globert way too long to kill even a little siege bot, right? Let alone a full...
Actually, wait, when you auto-aim with Globert, does it target a teammate or does it target an enemy? I think it's like Bayern where it targets the nearest enemy first if they're in range, but then it'll target a teammate if no enemies are nearby. I think that's how that works.
On turret.
So maybe Loki, you might have something there with like min-maxing your healing by like swapping targets between your teammates if they're close by and you have to like manual aim it while an enemy's there too. There actually could be quite a lot of management with Globert maybe. I won't hate on this too fast.
For this. F tier for Brawl Arena. With all of that said, support brawlers are the hardest to rank before you actually play them in competitive matches. So
that's real. Yeah, I have no idea how strong this brawler is going to be, guys. I'm going to be honest. Like this could be, like I said, it could be fucking broken or it could be mid as hell. There's no in between. Who knows? Globert seems interesting though. He looks really interesting. I don't know. Every time Brawl Stars makes a new brawler, I'm always thinking like, damn, how are they able to make it so unique every time? Like they've not really treaded on old territory. It feels like in terms of, you know, brawler feel. You know, maybe even if abilities are similar, like similar abilities are already in the game, like, you know, we already have a brawler who can heal teammates and attack enemies too with the same type of attack, but it just feels like so unique. I don't know. So they always do a good job. There's my Supercell glaze. I love shilling for Supercell. Beep, beep, beep. Where's my creator code, Frank? Anyways. Whoa, is that a Doug jump scare?